Shall we start the session? I'm starting with the session now. So good morning, everyone. Yesterday, what we have discussed, please don't say anything, just write it in the chat. Yes, good morning, everyone. So what we discussed yesterday, you just write it in the chat. Yes, we discussed what? Profiles. Profile means settings, personal settings. So how many types of profiles we have discussed? Two types of profile. Home folder also comes under what? Roaming profile. So we created two types of profiles, like local profiles and roaming profiles. So we discussed the difference between local profile and roaming profile. Local profile means what? When the profile is applied on a specific machine and that settings or that profile will be restricted to that particular machine. That is called local profile. Roaming profile is used to save the user's data not in their respective machine but on the server. Through the local profile personal setting folders. The roaming profile will have a share folder that will be binded with the local profile. So once the user log out, their data will be saved in the share folder of the server. That is what the roaming profile. But we discussed the problem with the roaming profile is what? The time, login time and log out time will be lengthier or uh, more time it will take depending upon the size of the network and the data. So to overcome that problem, we came across yesterday or discussed one more profile, that is what? Home folder. So instead of for the users to write their data in 12 folder, as admin we can create one common folder for all the users, that is called the home folder, and we'll give that folder, that is nothing but a share folder with the help of a drive to with a single drive to all the users. So now the users can write their data through that share folder with the help of the drive letter, and immediately the data comes to the server, which admin can able to see it. The time is been reduced, but still if you want or the time to be reduced, we have an alternative option called folder redirection that we'll discuss later on some other day. Now coming to the home folder. The home folder makes admin job most easier for taking the backup, and it also fasten our little bit log in and log out. Instead of 12 folder, one folder it can be done, and immediately the admin can also see the data. So these are the several benefits we have with the roaming profile. Now coming to the drawback, is there any drawback? Like today person asked me, so I said we will discuss it tomorrow. So now let me ask that same question, whether we had any drawback or any limitation or setbacks with the home folder concept. If you have observed yesterday the home folder concept, you may think over one of the problem. I'll just do it once more. See here, this is my DC machine. After this, you just try to tell me, is there any problem with the home folder? So now, how I can identify this is my DC machine? I think now everybody might be aware. Just I'll repeat it. I'm getting the answers also. So just I need to go to the command prompt. Type it what? That is space counts. Now you can see in the computer role as a primary. So this is one of the simplest method we can use to identify. Or we can go to the computer, right click on the properties. From there also we can identify. Yes, this is our domain. Now, coming to the client machine. As one of the users, see like here, second user, YouTube, I logged in. Now here, we got the home folder. Now you see it carefully and tell me, is there any problem with the home folder? To give the hint, I will log in as another user. That is, we used yesterday U1 also. Now I log in with U1 now. I think U3 also was there. Let me log in. He's also getting. Now, if you observe fully, you may get the problem with the home folder. What is the problem or issue or the drawback with the home folder? Let me see how many of you able to identify that problem. Yes, very nice. I didn't know the name of that person, but from the student ID, it is 68741. Given the very good answer that all members will be getting the same size of our hard disk on which we have created the home folder. So now with this, the issue may be, yes, the issue may be with all users are getting same size of the what you say home drive we have created on which drive, Z drive. So complete space is available to all the users. So now not all but few or one of the user may misuse that space because the complete space available, same space available to all the users. Some may misuse it while doing their work. They may download something unrequired and may waste the space because this space is directly being used of a server hard disk space. Remember, so this space of the home folder is been taken and given to the user directly from the server. The home folder space is available from the server hard disk. And if any user is wasting this home folder space, means directly they are wasting the server hard disk space. So you will be knowing through the monitoring tool which user is wasting the space. So as an administrator, first you may just inform him you are wasting like this. Still is doing. You may just warn him, don't do that like this. Still is not listening to you. What is the alternative option you have? You tell me. So just imagine you are facing this problem. Yes, that is the answer. We can allocate some space. As an admin, you might be having idea per day how much space they need to do their normal work without wasting the space. Administrator intention or the purpose is what administrator should provide the resources and services of the company to the user. He should provide it. But at the same time, hello, can you able to hear me? All of you? Okay. But at the same time, the administrator need to make sure that users should use the resources of the company, but should not misuse it. We have given them the space, so they are need to use the space for official purpose. They should use space is available to for them to use it, but they should not misuse it. And as an administrator, when you find somebody is using the resources of the company properly, or they might be misusing it, then it is our job to inform them or to tell them not to do it. Still they are persisting, then we need to take some action. So what is the action you can use it now in this scenario? Like somebody's written very nicely. We can allocate him certain space. So others will give the full space, but the user who is wasting to him, we will allocate only certain space. So within that allocated space only he has to work. So that type of restriction can be done just by saying it orally? No. For that, we have a service. Through that service, we will implement a, or we can allocate the space to him, limited space to him, not the full drive space. So once we allocate as admin through a service, what is that service we'll discuss? We'll allocate him certain space. So within that certain space only, the user has to. So that is our today's session. So what is our today's session? So tomorrow we have given the users to access the server, our server hard disk, and they can write the data. And for admin also it's good, and for the user also it is good, because the user need not. Are you able to hear my voice? It's clear. Okay. So the administrator need not to. Sorry, the administrator can able to take the backup also easier. So for everybody it's good, but simultaneously one problem or one error we one drawback we found, or one problem we face. What is that? Some users, instead of using it, uh, my voice is not there. I got it from David Rohit. Others, can you able to hear me, or it's my voice is not there? It's there. So please, David Rohit, you just need to log out and re-log in. You just log out and re-log in. Okay, shall I continue then? Okay, I'll continue. Ah, so the issue was some users are misusing. When we have given them the drive, network drive, they are misusing. Let's suppose one of the user is misusing it. So what is the alternative for us? We can allocate for that user who is misusing certain space. So that we will see today how to do, or how to allocate a limited space to a user who is wasting the hard disk space. So that is what our today's session is about. So did you understood the concept? Yes. That limitation or restricted space to the user who is wasting it can be provided by using, yes, limited disk space can be provided to that user by using a service. That service is called as FSRM. What is that service? What is the service name? FSRM. So this FSRM stands for FSRM stands for FSRM stands for what? File. You can see here. We have done up to this yesterday. Now there is a problem with the home folder. What we came across? Some users, or one of the user is misusing the hard disk space. So to resolve that issue, or to address that issue, we can use one service. That service name is what? Files Resource Management. In short, we can say that as what? FSRM. What we can say them in short? FSRM. So if somebody asks you what is FSRM means, we can say FSRM is what? Which stands for File Server Resource Management. So this is the service through which we can allocate limited or required space to the user to prevent the user from wasting the server hard disk using the home folder concept. Whether I'm clear to everybody? Okay. So this is what we are going to discuss in today's session. How to allocate space to the user, limited space to the user, so that he should not able to waste the server hard disk in the form of network drive. Okay, so we'll discuss this service, very important service. So FSRM is a what? It's a service through which we can allocate the space, required space, a limited space as per our requirement to the user. We can also do to the multiple user by creating the group, but we did not discuss what is group. We'll discuss later on. Concept wise same. So our intention is what? Prevent the user from misusing the or wasting the server hard disk. So FSRM is a service through which we can allocate the limited or required space to the user to prevent him from wasting the server hard disk. So that can be done by using the FSRM through FS provide the capacity for us, or it is a tool or it is a service through which we can allocate the space to the user. So how it can be done means this FSRM consists of what? Tools through which we can effectively control as well as manage our server hard disk space. So FSRM consists of what? FSRM consists of what? Tools. So these tools we will able to get it once we install this service. By default, this service is there with our operating system, 2012 server operating system. It was not there in 2008, but it was there in 2008 service pack R2. Like in 2003, this option was not there, allocating the limited space to the user. It was introduced from the 2008 R2, not 2000. Now it is there inbuilt in 2012, but we need to install it. If we install it, we will get the tools. So we'll get about like 5 tools. Using these 5 tools, we can able to control and manage our server hard disk so that the users will not able to waste it. They will able to use it, but they're not able to misuse it. That is what we are going to do it now. So FSRM provides what? A set of tools, like about 5 tools through which we can effectively manage and control the server hard disk so that we will able to prevent the user from wasting it. So this FSRM contain how many tools or how many components through which we can able to control and manage our hard disk to prevent the user from wasting the hard disk space. 5 tools. How many tools we have? 5 tools. What are they? We'll discuss them. It is clear up to now. Is it okay now? Or any doubt? Okay, fine. Thank you for your response. I'm checking in the checkbox means you are listening to me. Because physically we are not there. Now how I can check it? Just by your response. It means you are listening it. Now, this FSRM contain how many tools? Components we can say. Either you say the new tools or component 5 through which we can manage our hard disk as per our requirement. Yes. So what are those 5? We'll discuss them shortly. So one of the tool name is what? One of the tool name is what? Storage quota management. This is the name of the component or tool. What it is called? Storage quota management. It is one of the tool. So now, what is the purpose or use of this tool? What is the purpose or use of this tool? Yes, very nice. Sir, so to allocate how much size we want to allocate to the user, allocated limited space of the hard disk to the user will be done through this tool or through this component, storage quota management. Yes, we can allocate the limited space to the user by using what? Storage quota management. Then the second tool name is what? File screening management. What is the other tool name? File screening management. I repeat once again, the second tool name is what? File screening management. So what is the use of this tool now? So with the first tool, we are able to allocate the space. Now with the second tool, what we will do? I'm just waiting whether I'll get any answer or not. Uh, I got one answer. Stop the user from creating what he can create or what he cannot create. Uh, yes, very nice. How you know? I don't know. Maybe you are working or previously you might have done on this. So very good answer. So file screening management is used to block the user from creating certain type of file. We can restrict the user from creating certain type of file. So mostly the user might be wasting the space by creating some particular type of file, like in which type of file the data will be or space will be consumed more generally, text file or image file. Yes. So like suppose imagine a particular user mostly creating image file or downloading something images which is not related with our official work. So at that time, once you observe that he is mostly wasting the space using a particular type of file, then using the file screening management, we can block that particular user from creating that type of file. So that is been done by using a tool or component called file screening management. I repeat, with the storage quota management, we can allocate limited space to the user. And with the help of the file screening management, we can able to restrict the user from creating a certain type of file. That is what called file screening management. Now let's come to the third component. The third component name is what? Storage reports management. What is the third component name? Storage report management. Now, what may be the purpose of this component now? If you read the name one or twice, you may get a hint. Yes, very nice. So now, yes, I don't know how you are getting this information, but most of the people are correct. Yes. So suppose if user have been restricted with some limited space and is also restricted with certain type of file. Now, once a user try to create that type of file which he has been restricted or blocked, so immediately as an administrator, you can get that information when, how many time, at what time he tried to create the file which you are restricted. So the violation, if he is done, the violation immediately can be, you can able to see through a tool called storage management. Sorry, storage report management. So with the storage report management, as an administrator, we can check any violation a user is at what time and when, how many times he has done the violation. So all these things can be done and observed or can be monitored with the help of storage report management. So something like a monitoring tool it is, storage report management, through which yes, we can able to monitor, we can observe it. Okay, understood? Now here the for us as a fresher or for the course MCSE, the other two tools are not needed, but I'll just go through that name. That the fourth tool is called as file classification. What is the other tool name? What is the other tool name? File classification. What it is called? File classification management. The fourth tool name is what? File classification management. So what is the purpose or use of this file classification management tool? So it is used to separate one particular file or type of file from the all the files. I repeat, file classification tool management is a tool through which we can separate a particular type of file from the other or all type of file. So this is the purpose of the file classification. To separate a particular type of file from the other type of file. That is the use of the file classification management tool. And we have one more tool. That tool name is what? File management tool. Total how many tools will be created once we install this service FSRM? 5 tools will be created. First tool name is what? Not in the sequence, but this file will be there. Storage quota management, one tool. File screening management, another tool. Storage report management, another tool. And the fourth one I said file classification management tool. And the last one is what? File management tool. With the classification and how to manage our file. So file management can be done by using a tool called file management tool. So with that we can able to know who has created, when has created, who has modified that file, last time who has accessed. All these details we can know about a particular file or any file with the help of file management tool. So these are the 5 tools. We will get it with the help of the FSR. But for us, these three tools are very important. So we will be discussing these 3 tools. Fourth one is what? It's just used for separating a one particular type of file from the other. Because here mostly we are working with a single text file. So the fourth tool, just we are leaving it. And the fifth tool is what? When, who has access. That all things you can able to monitor or see it with the help of some monitoring tool. We are not able to using any monitoring tool. Every company, they have their own monitoring tools, or some third-party tools are available by which we can able to monitor it. But our focus will be on these 3 things. As an administrator, how we can provide the limited space, how we can restrict the user from creating certain type of file, and once he's done, whether he done any violation or not, that we can able to see it with the help of what? We can monitor him with the help of what? Storage report management. So these are the 3 tools, important tools we are going to focus. But with these 3 tools, 2 more tools will be getting created. What are those? File classification and file management. So total how many tools you will have or components you will have? And this will be created once we install the FSRM service. So this is what we are going to do now practically. So did you understood what is the usage of the FSRM service and how we can do it with the help of what? The tools. How many tools we will have? 5 tools. So, but we will be working in today's session on how many tools? Important. How many tools we will be focusing or working practically on? 3 tools. Yes. So here, whatever we have discussed, it's given. First tool name, quota management tool. So quota management tool is a component through which we can allocate certain or limited space to a user, so that he will be not having at his disposal the full space. He will have him with the limited or restricted space. So within that space only the user has to work. Why we are doing it? Just we inform him still he's doing the misuse of the hard disk space. At that time we will allocate him the limited space. So that is been done through which Through which component? Quota management. Is it clear now? Is it okay, everybody? So if you want to note it down, you can note it down, take a snapshot. Then in your leisure time, you can write it if you want. So now, by defining the notification, what will happen? Once you do any violation, we can integrate with what? With the email that can be received to the administrator as well as to the user, or a script can be written so that once he does the violation, he will get a message on his monitor and or on the server. So this type of things can be integrated when a violation is done. For that, you have to use the monitoring tool. So without monitoring tool, for us, inbuilt one tool is there. That is what? Storage report. So we will be observing that with the help of storage report tool. The options are there in the quota management. If you want, you can keep the notification through mail, through some message. It can be done. But for that, you need to have what? The monitoring tool. So the quota management allow us to create and manage the quota templates so that the quota management will have what? Inbuilt. It will have quota templates and quota create. So through this, we will allocate the limited space to the user in a simple and easy way. So this quota templates and quota create templates and as well as the create, this will be created, containers type of things will be created once we install the FSRM service through which we'll allocate it. So whenever you want to limit space, first we need to create a template. Template means what? Template means what? Suppose I want to apply the limited space to the user. So first I need to create what? A template. Then after that I need to allocate him the. Yes, I'm getting different answers. Template means what in a simple way? Somebody written set of rules, somebody process, others. No, no, sir, not default setting. Just what? For a indication or for showing it, we need to create what? The template for identification. Like defining, yes, the rules to apply. So when we apply the quota management, first thing is what? Like a guide, something like that. We need to create what? Templates. Then after creating the template, we will apply the quota. Template is not a file, just for display purpose, for identification purpose, we will create what? One template. So remember, when we want to apply the quota, to which will apply the restriction, first you need to create the template, then create the quota. Is it okay now? If you want, you just take a snapshot of this. Shall I wait or can I go to the next slide? Okay, I got a confirmation from Rajesh. I can move on. Anybody else? Shall I wait or can I go to the next? Okay, I'm getting the confirmation. Move to the next one. So, okay, thank you for your reply, response. Very nice. Nobody is disturbing the session by unmuting. So I think you got habituated now. Once again, thank you everybody for making this session till now very smooth. Okay, thanks everybody. Now, next one is what? We are discussing the quota management tool through which we are doing what? Limiting the space and providing the also the like notification when the violation is done. So that can be done through mail, through logs, using a event viewer, or we can run a script, or we can generate the storage report. So we will be working on the fourth one. We will be generating what? Storage report as for our practical. So we can have this many options, but we will be doing the practical with inbuilt tool called generate the report, storage report. Yes, something like a tool template, guidelines, set of things for identification. So whenever you want to apply this quota, first create a template, then apply the quota. Is it okay now? Have we taken the snapshot? Shall I wait? Okay. Now can we continue? Now see, suppose this is the scenario. The multiple users might be working now. Different users, different machines are there. Now imagine violation is being done regularly by one particular user. So now you will allocate him the space. So once that user sit on any machine, that violation, that restriction will be applied, or once he change the system, the restriction will doesn't apply. Yes, tell me. Suppose I'm the user one, I'm wasting the space. You allocated me certain space. Now today I'm using this machine, tomorrow I'm using this machine. Still that same limitation of space will be applied to me, or when I sit in the other machine, that limitation will not be applied. Yes, nice. The limitation will be applied to the user whether he sit in any machine, because this is the limitation you applied on the server and he is using the space from the server. So whether he use the system 2, system 3, system 4 any day, that limitation whatever you applied will be applied to the user. To which user you applied? To same user. File server is nothing but a dedicated server we can use for keeping the storage of the user data like we discussed yesterday. So now we are giving the space through one of the server home folder, so that will work like a file server. So on the file server you apply the limitation or restriction using the FSRM service. So now whether the user uses any machine, same restriction will apply to the user to whom you apply the restriction. Is it okay now everybody? Fine. Okay. Today most of the people are looking very active. Very prompt answer you are saying. Just a minute. Now next tool. What is the next tool? Already we discussed what is the use of this tool. What is the use of this tool? Yes, very nice. So all of you are very active today morning. Yes, we can apply restriction of certain type of file so that we can prevent him from creating that type of file. Yes, very nice. So file screening method provides what? A method through which we can restrict the user from creating certain type of file. So for our example, we will take the image file, because if you compare the text file and image file, which will take more space or which will consume more space? Image file. So we will apply the restriction through the image file. Yes. Unauthorized file means for us is what? Image file. So once suppose you have restricted the user from creating the image file, then he cannot create the image file. Can he create the normal text file? If suppose I apply the restriction through image file, can he create the image text file? Yes, he can create. So here unauthorized file means the file which you have blocked him from creating. And once he create, you will get a notification if you have configured the storage report tool. If you have configured the storage report, immediately you can observe the violation in your storage report tool. Is it okay now? So please, those who want to note it down, take a snapshot. Once you are done, you can just inform me. I'll go to the next slide. Just keeping it for the people who want to take it a snapshot. Any problem from my end, like voice, anything, please inform, because so that I can able to see it. Till now it's smooth, no session. If any problem is there regarding the voice or anything, please write it in the chat, because on every second I'm checking the chat. Till now any problem with my voice? Can you able to hear clearly? Okay. Thank you all of you for your response. So if any issue is there from my end, please inform me so that I can take it. So thank you all of you. So can I go to the next slide? Okay, okay, very nice. I know I may be wrong, but today I feel you people are very, very active. I don't know what may be the reason, because so many reply I'm getting and so much uh, within so less time. Promptly everybody is giving the answer. I don't know what may be the reason. Okay, thank you anyhow. So this is now the presentation related with what? Same. If you understood the quota management, it is similar here also. Suppose you restricted a particular type of file to a particular user. Now every day he may not going to get a same machine. So now suppose imagine he's sitting every day in some different machine. That same restriction will be applied of creating the image file in our, as per our scenario, whether it will be applied or it will be not applied. Yes, it will be applied. So same like once you apply the quota, it is applied. Same restriction will be there if a user changes the machine intentionally or unintentionally. If he goes to the other machine also, same restriction of those file which you applied will be there, because it is not on the local machine. Yes, it is there on the server machine. The restriction is applied to the server, and the space the user is getting to write the data is also from server. So whether he creates a file or whether he writes the data, everything is doing not on his machine, he is doing on through the drive on the server. So that restriction will be applied. So in the real time they'll do like this. On the individual machine the user will not able to write, because they'll give not permission. So they'll give only the read write permission on their drive, network drive. So user have no other option but just to work through the network drive. So it is to you up to now. So we have discussed how many tools? Two tools. And what is the last tool? That is the monitoring tool. So now he's creating, suppose here, you can see here on this on the presentation, we have blocked him the image file. Now one user is creating the image file or he's trying to create the image file. So that you can able to observe using the storage management tool. In the storage report tool, sorry, not management tool. If you have the monitoring tool, you can observe. But if you have created the storage report tool, like this, you will be getting the information. Here it is highlighting now, you can see here. So that is to indicate that violation has been done by a particular user. So shall I assume that you are following up to now? Okay, thanks. Now, storage report, last tool for us before we go to the practical. Storage report management, it's also a tool or component that will allow to schedule and configure what? The storage report. So once you have configured this, what will happen? You will get a schedule or complete report when the violation takes place, which user is done, which type of file he has tried to done. So all those things as a report or as a log, you can able to see it in your machine, in the server machine. But for that, you have to configure it, remember. So once you have configured the storage report tool, then you can able to see the complete detail about the violation. So this provides you the information related like this. Just give me a second. So that these reports provide like how much space he has used, file screening, any activity he has done, anything duplicate file or large file he's tried to used, or how much unused file he's used. All this information you will able to get it through the storage report. This is the purpose of the storage report. Is it okay now? See, the storage reports tell you about the restriction. If you want to see all of them, you need to have the monitoring tools. Now, can I go to the next one? That is the practical. Now, we have discussed the tools completed. So now we'll proceed with the practical. So today our practical is what? We need to first install the service called FSRM. Then we will be configuring the three tools. What are the three tools we will be configuring? Quota storage management, then file screening management, storage report tool. So these are the three things we will be doing practically. So how to proceed with the practical? Now tell me, how many machines you require to do this practical FSRM? How many machines you need? Yes, two machines. Minimum two machines. Nice. For that, one machine has to be compulsory DC. The other machine can be a client or member server. So I'm using what? Member server. Because I'm using the server OS. Because to do the future practical, we need server OS in the client machine also. So that's why I'm using the member server. So before I begin with the practical, one thing I need to ask you now, those who are in the session, can you just confirm all of you have just received the all of you have received the practical step soft copy? If anybody is missing, please tell me so that I can send you so that you can do the practical little bit easily. Everybody received? Okay. Anybody who's not received? Anybody is there who is not received till now the practical soft copy? Maximum people have received. Now I'm getting the reply. Thanks for your. So one person I got a reply not received. Who is that person? Just can you give me your detail? Are you there in the WhatsApp group or you are not there? You are not there. So kindly note it on my WhatsApp number after the session. After the session, this is my WhatsApp number. So those who have not received the practical soft copy, this is my WhatsApp number. After the session, so have you received then? Description, I already sent it on the group. Maybe you joined the group later. Anyhow, I'll be sending you your name. I'll just note it on. Second. You don't mind those people who have not received the steps. Those people who have not received the steps, uh, can you just contact me on my WhatsApp number? It will be easier for me. So just I'm writing my WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number. So kindly after the session, you just call to me this number or you send your detail. I'll add it to. I'll if you are not there in the WhatsApp group, I'll add you. I will add you, and if you don't want to, because yes, some told me that don't add me into WhatsApp group. So it is your wish. We are not forcefully adding you. If you don't want to be in WhatsApp group, it is your personal choice. I have no objection. If you want me not to be there in the WhatsApp group, kindly give me your mail ID. I'll send it that on the mail ID. Both options are there. I can from my side there is no issue. If you want me on your mail ID, the soft copy practical step to be need to be sent, I'll send it on your mail ID. If you want on your WhatsApp group, I'll send it on WhatsApp group. Just this is my WhatsApp number. Please, those who have not received, please after the session, just make a call as per your convenient. Either you want me on your WhatsApp or on your mail ID, I'll send it. Just give me a second. आवाज कम कर बस It's your mail ID. Just can you give me a minute? I'll note it down. Okay. One more person was there. So you want me through the WhatsApp or through the mail ID? If you want through the mail ID, just note it, write it in the chat now. I'll note it down, and after the session, I'll send you. Can you able to hear me, all of you? Please, another person. I think two persons were there. Yes, Deepchan. Okay. You want me also to do through the mail ID? Okay, I'll send it. Just a second. I'll note it down. One second. One second. First, I'm noting down the Deepchan. One second. Give me 1 second. Yes, one more person was there. Okay. Apart from this, everybody has received. So you can expect this, all of you, Deepchan, Abdul Ghani, Mohiddin, you can expect once the session is finished, I'll be sending you the, okay, one more, I got it. I'll note it down. One second, just 1 second. One minute, I'm getting many replies. Uh, Give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm noting down mail IDs of the people who are not received. Thank you, everybody. Uh, One more mail ID I got. One. Okay, fine. Thank you for everybody who is just waiting patiently, because I feel that once they get everybody, it will be easier for you to do the practical. Okay. With that intention, I just took few minutes from all of you. Okay, no problem. Everybody. Uh, can we proceed with the practical now? Shall we continue with the practical? So today, what we are going to do? Today, what we are going to do? FSRM. So first, what you have to do? We have to install that service. Once we install that service, we will be getting 5 components. So we will be working on how many components? Practically, how many components will be working? 3. Very nice. Now, you can use the version from 14th or 15th, both. It will be 64-bit. Okay. Yes, 15th version is also freely available. 14 also there. You can use any one of them. But it has to be 64-bit. That's it. Okay. Can I proceed with the practical now? Okay. So now, this is the practical we are going to do today, FSRM. That's just a website commonly used to get the information. If you register with that website www.com, if you are a fresher, you can get very basics information. Yes, for training website, you need to register with them. Now, okay. So first, as you can see from the file, first we need to install what? A service called FSRM. How do you install the service? Till now we have installed one service called which service? ADDS. So similar to that, we need to install the services. Like first we need to open our server manager console, then click on add roles and features, then click on next. How many times? 3 times. Then today we need to install which service? FSRM. So click on next 3 times, then expand. This service will be there inside this. So you need to first expand what? Files and storage services. Then inside that you will find what? Files and ISKC service. Inside that you will find what? The FSRM service. So you check which box now? FSRM. FSRM box you need to check. Then click on what? Add features. Then next 2 times. Then install. Then close. So once this service is installed, you will get default how many components? 5 components. How many components you will get? 5 components. Which website means there was a name called UDEMY. www. 5 components will be created. Then out of that 5 components, we will be working practically on 3 components. So let me first install the service. So now how do you install the service? I'll show you now. So that's the service will be installed on the client machine or on the DC machine. This has to be installed on DC machine. See here. So now I came to my DC machine. I think you are clear now how to check our DC machine. Once again, I'll remind you. Just go to this, type it what? Net accounts. It should be showing as what? Primary. So this is my DC machine. Now, here I need to open what? To install the services. Earlier we used to go to the control panel, but from the 2012 they given you what? This to install any application, one separate console to make it very easy. Server manager console, which is called as what? Dashboard. So from this we can install any services. Instead of going to the, we can install as well as remove the services instead of going to the control panel. Now you can find whichever services is installed till now, it will be showing in the left side, like ADD is installed, DNS is installed, but we did not install till now what? FSRM. Once you install, that service will be available here. Here you will see the name of that service. So some services are already installed along with the ADDS, some are default, but our requirement is what? FSRM. So did you find here FSRM service? It is not there. So we need to install it. So how to install it? I already told you, same steps I'll do now practically. So first click on through the dashboard or through the server manager console. Click on what? Add roles and features. So how many times we have to do next? Next. How many times? 3 times. You can see them. 1, 2, 3. So now you need to install the service, but the service is directly not available in the with the name FSRM. It is inside which one? File server resource management. So now file server resource management service is not there directly here. So first we need to expand what? Can you see here? Files and storage services. You need to expand this. Then one more service you need to expand, that is files and ISKC services. Now you can find, if you go inside it, you can find a service called, now can you find here a service called File Server Resource Manager? So this is what our today requirement to install this particular service. So now I can check this box. Now it is asking, do you want to add these features? Means these tools will be created now. Yes. So I should say what? Add the features. Now next. How many time? Two time. One more time. Now we got the option as what? Install. Now when you are installing, you need to see here this left side once it is installed, and also you have to see this notification. So if the notification color is white means nothing is pending. If it is yellow means after installing the service something is pending. So to complete that pending thing, you need to go to the flag, click on that and complete it. So now click on the install. Now the service is completely got installed. So I got the highlighted option what? Close. Now you see here left side. Now this service FSRM is inside the file and storage service. Is the color of the flag changes? Whether color of the flag has changed? It has not changed. So it means what? It has been done. Nothing is pending. Now you go to the tools. Now check it whether you will find that service FSRM got installed or not. Here, can you see here now? Previously it was not there. Yes. So it means what? Our DC is ready with a service called FSRM. Through this, what we can able to do now? What we can able to do now? We can apply the restriction. So now, with the help of this service, we will apply the restriction. So just now, just to give you the idea till now what we are done and what we are going to do it, I'll just give you the example here. So yeah, this is a continuation of yesterday's session, remember. So yesterday on the DC machine, this is my DC machine, which I'm calling as system 1. What I did, I created 2 domain users through the console called ADUC. I created 2 users, U1, U2. Example. Now, for administrator simplicity as well as for the user data, writing the data simple way, we created what? In E drive, I created one folder called home folder. Yes, to make the administrator job easier to take the backup as well as to make sure that user create the data for the company in an easy way, I created the home folder. So using the home folder, the users were writing the data. So this machine is connected through a switch in a network. This is my switch. So for simplicity, I'm taking only one machine. Now this through the switch, another machine is connected. This is my client machine, or you can say member server machine. So here the user is writing the data. So once the user is writing the data, that complete data is writing through the home folder, home drive or network drive. So that data, once he write, will be saved here in the share folder. So what is the advantage? Whenever this user using any machine, whenever a user is using any machine, same user might be using another machine next day. It might be system 2, it might be system 3. He can straight away fetch the data. This also will be connected via what? Switch. Network is created through switch. So once he log in, he will fetch the detail from there. Again, that same folder will be created to him. Will be available through the drive letter. Home folder will be available through drive letter. Like yesterday, I made a drive letter, which one to the user Z drive. So they can simply go to this drive and write the data. So complete data will be saved here. But what we have observed, this user is wasting the space. So to apply the restriction now, we are implementing what? We are implementing what? The FSRM service. So now imagine this user is unnecessary wasting the this particular user U1 is unnecessary wasting the hard disk space by downloading some unwanted thing. So now our requirement is what? Restrict or allocate him certain space. So how we'll do that? How we'll do that? Let us try to understand. Now today, this is what we have done yesterday. Now today, what we are doing, this is my DC machine. And we are imagining that U1 is testing the DC. So how we have created this DC machine? First, in this, we have installed a service called ADDS with the DNS. Then this machine has become the DC till now. Then we created a home folder. In E drive, I have created what? Home folder through which I am giving the space to the user as a network drive. Then I found that users are wasting the space. Then what I did, I installed a service called FS. Which service? FSRM. My service name is what? FSRM. This is the service I installed. So once I install this service, how many components will be created? 5 components will be created. So using these 5 components, I will apply the restriction. Now imagine this machine is connected in the network. Now, you can say I'm taking the example another machine here. The real time it will be to the switch. We are doing what on 2 machines. So now this is my DC machine. This is my client machine. Now the user is created domain user. So the domain user is created from which console? ADUC console. So U1. Now he's wasting the space. So what we have done inside these 5 components, first component is what? File. Sorry. Quota. We have a first component name is what? Quota. Storage management. So now through this I'll apply the limitation. Through this quota, I will apply the restriction to the user one. So my requirement is per day, he required only 100. I'm taking for simplicity 100 MB. So my first requirement is what? Apply the quota to this user of giving him how much limited space? 10, 100 MB. I'll take what? 100 MB. In real time, it will be what? Huge space. I'm taking for simplicity this. This is the first requirement. So now I will use the service here FSRM, the first component, and through that I'll first create a template. On that template, through the template, I'll apply him what? The restriction. So once the user is logged in here, he'll be getting the drive. That what drive we have given to him? Z drive. So normally my drive size is what? Like 6 GB. So you'll get roughly 5.8 something like this. But once a restriction is applied to this U1, how much size should apply now? 100 EMB. That is what we have to see practically now. So did you understood the concept? Shall I show you practically now? Okay. Now, same thing we will do practically now. So my service is installed. Now, let us do this practical. So those who don't have the practical steps, please take a shot of this. Those who already have no to do. So I'm just waiting for the people like 2, 3 people said they don't have the practical steps till now. I'll send it by the email once the session is finished. Okay. So have you taken? So I think I lost the link. Just a minute. those everyone. Uh, See, it was then I had issue with the internet. It was got disconnected. Now again I reconnected it. So can you able to hear me, everybody? Now? Sorry for this disturbance. Shall we continue then? Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Now I was just explaining here how to article. I'll just repeat it. So now we have installed the service. Now our is what? First, we need to apply what restriction to the user. Example for my scenario, 100 MB space I want to give to user one. So now service is installed. How we will apply the storage quota management means open the FSRM service, open the FSRM service using the tool, then expand what quota management. So there you will find quota templates. So right click on the quota templates, then click on create quota template. Then on the template, you can write any name as per your choice. The name can be anything. How you can easily understand that way the name you should give. Then how much limit I want to give, the space limit that you need to mention. Then click on as per your requirement. Do the space. Then click on OK. So with this, the quota will be quota template will be created. Now we need to apply the quotas. So to apply the quotas, right click on the quotas. Here you will find a container with the name called quotas. So right click on that, then click on create the quota. Then on the quota path, you have to mention. So like I have given the network drive to the user from which location, from my server E drive. So I need to give my path. In your case, it might be other drive. So first give the drive name, then you created your network drive at the share folder through what name? That name you have to give. I created my share folder yesterday for the network drive for which through using the which folder name slash home. So that name I'll be using. Then for which user I want to apply the restriction, that name I need to do. Same thing, you can write the path straight away or you can browse and give the path. Then important thing here is what? You need to select the quota template which you have created. Then this will get integrated with the template. Now the quota will be applied. Now you click on what? Create. For verification, what you have to do? Go to the member server or client machine, log in from the login as a user to whom you have given the restriction. Now open the computer icon. So now instead of getting the complete drive space, you should get it what? Applied a limited space. That is what the verification. Now can I do it practically so that you will get a clarity? Okay. So now I'll whatever I just explained, I'll do it practically now. Let me go to my DC machine now. This is my DC machine. Can you see it here? Now, before I go to the DC machine, uh, let me go to the client machine. So I logged in here. 3 users. So I'll apply the restriction to the user 3. So you see here, without applying the restriction, how much space the user is getting? Complete space. What is the complete space? 5.865. Out of that, he's getting how much space? This is my total 6 GB. You'll never get total space. Like in our pen drive, if you purchase 4 GB pen drive, you'll never get 4 GB. Little bit like 3 point something. Yes. So how this is the total space. Out of that, how much free space is available to him? Free space 5.29. Yes. Now this is before the restriction is applied. Now I'll apply the restriction to the user 3. So let us apply that using which service? FSRM. So now in my DC machine, I went. This is my DC machine. Now open the server manager console. Open the server manager console. Then go to the service called FSRM. What is the service I need to use? FSRM. So open this service. Open this service. Now, can you find here how many components you can find here? 5 components, which we have discussed theoretically. Yes. One of the component name is what? quota management, file screening management, other tool name, storage, report management, file classification, file management task. So these are the five components which can be also called as tool will be created once we install which service? FSRM. Is it okay, everybody? Now, first our requirement is what? Apply the restriction. So to apply the restriction, which tool I'll be using? Quota management. So I need to use what? Quota management. Yes, first tool. Now you open this first tool, expand it. So how many things you are getting here? Two things. One is quotas through which will apply the restricted space. But before I apply the restricted space, I need to create the template. Please remember, this is the sequence follow. First, you need to create the template and apply the restricted space. So first create the template. How we will create the template? Already some templates have been created default. So you create your own template with your own name, which you can identify easily. So right click, then click on what? Create quota template. What you have to do? Create the quota template. Now here you write the template name. Anything you can write. So suppose I'm applying the restriction to user 3. So how I can remember that easily? That way I should write it. There is no rule. It should be written like this or like that. Your own way. But how you understand easily? That way you have to write. So I'm writing like this. Restrict restrict this hard space to user 3 of 100 MB. I written like this way so that I can remember easily. How you remember easily? You write your own template. That is called template name. Then here, how much space is already there? Suppose you want 200. By default, it is written what 100. So suppose you want 200. So I'll write it here what as my own understanding way. Suppose 200 MB you want to give. So now here you need to change the limit to what? 200. It should be in MB. If you want in KB, KB, GB, all options are there. So let me give it here what? Now here, what it is mentioned hard quota. So once you mention this, now the user cannot be using more than that space. So you will not be allowed to exceed this limit. If you give the soft means, will get a will touch that limit. After that also you can use it. So I'm giving it hard. Now, okay, one my template has been created. Can you see here? Restrict hard disk space to user 3 of 200 MB. One template is created. Now, after creating the template, apply the restriction. So to apply the restriction, you have to use this container what? Quotas. Now select it, right click, then you got a option what? Create. Okay, I'll just go it. So somebody made a request that please explain about the hard and soft. See here, when I went to this, you can find here hard. So here it is clearly mentioned. So when you use the hard quota, what is the value of given 200 MB? So once the user touches the 200 MB, after that he cannot write even a single letter. That is what called hard quota. So suppose if I given the soft option, suppose I given 100 MB, the limit. So once the 100 MB is touched also, he can write something. That user will be allowed to exceed the limit. Means after that limit, once 100 I have given. So after that, the user is not able to write, but he can request to the admin, please increase my limit. So I can increase the limit. But if I do the hard quota, then once the user is touch that limit, then he will be stopped at that. So are you clear with that? Yes. Soft means we can proceed with the increasing. Is it okay? Yes, it has to be. See, it will be in the control of the admin. If it is the control of the user means every time will increase. Admin can increase. Okay. So can I go with the next thing? Yes. To be given by the admin. Now apply the quotas. How to apply the quotas now? After creating the templates, create the quotas. Quotas, right click, then click on what? Right click. Then you'll get an option what? Create the quotas. Now you can see here quota path. So either I can directly write. How to write? First, my home drive is there in which drive? E drive. So I can give the path straight away. Straight away I can give the path, or I can also do it what? By browse. So here it is there in the E drive. I selected. Then my share folder is what, which I apply the network drive. To which user I want to give it. Select. Okay. So now the path is given. But don't forget, integrate this path with what? The quota which you have created. Now here you expand it, you will find the quotas. So what is the thing I created here? The restriction of hard disk space to the user 3 of how much space? 200 MB. Now it's got integrated. Now click on what? Create. So now the user will get, instead of 500 something value, how much value you should get it now? Restricted value 200 MB. So that you have to check it now. So quotas is created. Now, now log out and again log in. No need to update it because we are not going through the GPM console. When you go through the GPM console, then it we have to update it. And in that case also, all policies are need not to be updated. Only certain policies is required updated. Okay. So now I'll go with the what? User 3 because I apply the restriction to which user? User 3. Now you can find through the network drive, he should not get the full space of 5 point some GB. He should get only limited space. Now, can you find here? So this is the restriction applied to him. Now he can work only up to the 200 MB space. But if you want the other user, like I log in with another user called U2, whether we applied any restriction to U2 user? No. Now you just log in with that user. Now see here, he's getting what? The complete space. Yes. So to find the difference between the limited space and the full space. Are you clear with this first practical, everybody? So did you understood the importance of the first component through which we will allocate the space? Yes, theoretically what we have done, practically we have done. Yes. Now, next thing is what? Next component. What is the next component we need to work on? Which is the next component we need to work on now? Yes, very nice. File screening management tool. Yes. Now restrict the unwanted type of file we have to do through the what? File screening management tool. So that is our second tool. So how to do this practical? So those people who are not have the file today, you just take this photo or the picture snapshot of this. Next is what? File screening management. The next thing we have to do, file screening management. So in system one, again, this has to be done again from the DC. So open what? FSRM service. Right click on what? FSRM. You will find FSRM. Open the FSRM. Right click on the FSRM local. Then click on what? Configure option. Click on configure option. Then select here what? File screening. What you see? Select file screening audit, because we want to restrict the certain type of file. So we have to enable that file screening audit. So click on file screening audit, check the box. Which one? Record the file screening action. So with this, what will happen now? We are enabled. We have enabled what? The file screen with this. Now we have to configure what? We have to configure what? File screening management. So how to configure the file screening management? After enabling the file screening, after is enabling the file screening, what you have to do? Configure the file screening management. So to configure that, right click first, same rule applied as we done for the first thing, same thing. First you need to create template. So right click on the file screening template, then click a template as per our requirement. One second. Hello, can you able to hear me? Is it okay? Okay, fine. Now, so after enabling the file screening, you need to create the template. So how to create the template? File screening template, then create the template. Now you can write like same way. How you can easily remember, you create a template. Now which type of file you want to block? Check that box. Box will be there. I'll show you once we start the practice. Then click on OK. After that, we have to right click on the file screening to configure it. Then click on what? Create the file screen. So with this, we have to again give the path. Give the path, then select the template. Same. Now click on what? Create. So with this, the file screening component or the tool will be created. Now, for the verification, what you have to do? Open the uh, second machine with that user to whom you are given the restriction. Suppose I given the restriction to user 3. So now you open the computer icon, go to your drive letter. Now try to create the text file. It will allow, but try to create an image file. It will doesn't allow. So this is the verification. So people who don't have the soft copy of this practical for today, you just take it the snapshot. Already you have no need to take it. Those who don't have the file, please take a snapshot so that you can do the practical. Yes, done. Just I'm waiting for the people to take the snapshot. It's done. Okay, then the next page. This is for the file screen. Take this page. Next, I'll explain you what storage report management. Now, can I proceed with the practical? Yes, can I proceed with the practical? Oh. So now I'm going with the practical now. So this practical has to be done from the DC. Now, let me go to my DC machine now. This is my DC. So now, first I need to enable the file screening. How to do? See, once I open the server manager console from the tools, can you find here on the top left side, file server resource management local? So just select this, right click. Then here it is what? Configure option. Now here, can you find the here file screening? Can you find here file screening? The first option. Then check this. Check the box. Record the file screening audit activity. So with this, the file screening is being enabled. Now you have to configure it or create it. So to create it, can you see the option here, file screening management? So here, first you need to create what? Template. Then create the file screen. So how to create it? A template, select it, right click, then create the file screening template. Now how you can remember is you write right. I'm writing like this. You can write anything. Restrict image file. Restrict image file to user 3. I have written like this. Now, which type of file you want to restrict? You have the options here. Check the box. Different files are there. I'm working with which file? Image file. Check and say okay. With this, what has been created? Template have been created. What has been created? Template. Now, I need to create the file screen. How to create the file screen? Select, right click, then go with what? Create the file screen. Are you following everybody? My voice is not clear. My voice is not clear. Okay. Just give me a second. Uh, is it okay now? No? I'll just check it out. Just I'll check it out. Just a second. Now is it okay now, everybody? Can you hear me now clearly? So do you want me to explain again the steps of the file screening? Okay, I'll go through it. Then I'll show you the practical. Sorry for the disturbance. Now I'll repeat whatever I said. Then I'll show you the practical. So here, file screening means what? What you have to do, these steps I have done. Practically, I was showing you. So once again, I'll show you. Here, first, you go to your DC, go to your DC. Here, can find here the file server resource local, right click. Then here option is what? Configure. Then go to the first option. What is that? File screening audit. It will be like unchecked. So what you have to do? Check it. So with this, what happens? The file screening will get enabled. With this, the file screening will get enabled. Now, after that, what you have to do? After that, what you have to do? Create first the template. How to create the template now for file screening? It will be something like this. So you expand it. You will find an option called template. So right click here, create the template. So I already created one template. So I'll try to create one more time the template for you because you had some disturbance. So I'll delete it, the template which I created earlier. Now I'll again create a new template. How to create the template? Select the template option, right click, create file screening template. Now here, to write the template name anything, how you feel easier that way. Now my requirement is restrict the image file for user 3. So I'll write the template like this. Restrict image file to which user? User 3. I'll write like this. But after writing this, don't forget to select the file, which type of file you want to restrict. Then say what? Okay. So this is what called creating the template. So now can you see the template here? Yes. Now you create the file screen. Now you create what? File screen. How to create? Select it, right click, then go for create file screen. Go for what? Create file screen. Again, you can view the path directly or you can go through the browse. E drive, which folder, share folder for which user. Okay, done. So here, select which type of template the template which you have created. So I created this template. Select the template. Now say what? Create. Now what you got? The file screening has been created. Now how do you verify? Go to the to log out. To which user you apply the restriction? User 3. So you log in with the user 3 now. U3. Now you open my computer. There you find the restricted space. Now you try to create a text file. You try to create a text file. Now U1 file is created. Now can you create the text file? Yes. Now he can create the file. Yes. Now you try to create in the same drive. The same drive you try to create the image file. Right click, new image file. Now, what it is happening? It cannot create because the restriction is applied. The other user can create, but he cannot create. So for verification, now let me log in with another user whom we don't have given, to whom we have not given the restriction, like user 2. I log in now with user 2. Now, can you create the image file? Can you create the image file? No reply. Why? Can you create the image file? Yes. Continue. Let's open. Here. Now, can you create the image file? Yes. So this is the difference between this. Now, user 2 has tried to create the image file or not. He created, he tried to create the image file or not. He tried. How many times? Once. So now that will be appearing in the third tool. What is the tool? What is the tool we used for monitoring purpose or report purpose? Storage report. Yes, in that report will be coming. So now we will see whether the report is generated or not. So that is our final practical for today. So now, how we can see whether the violation is being done by the user or not. So please, those who have not have the practical step, please take this snapshot of the file screening. Then last, I'll go to the last thing. That is the storage report. Please, nobody should mute your mic. Please, it is a request. To disturb the session, please try to understand. You know, it was very good. Don't spoil at the end, please. Okay. Done. Those who don't have the file for today, uh, then take this. Now the last one is what? Storage. Storage report. So for that, right click on the storage report tool. Click on generate report now. Check the box file screening audit. Select the scope. Select what? Scope tab. Then click on what? Add. Where is the our network drive is there? E drive. Home folder name. Then okay. Okay. Now open the HTML document. You can find the violation is being done by the user. How many times you can check? Can I show it? So please, before that, those who don't have the file, please take a snapshot of this. The second page. Take a photo of this. Done. When we started the session, your reply or response was very instant. Now people are a little bit slow now. I understood now. Almost the time is over. So just give me few minutes, then we'll stop the session. Okay. Have you taken those who don't have the file? Then the last page you take it like this. That's it. Okay. I'll show you the practical, then we wind up the session. Yes, done. Yes, done. Can I start with the practical? Okay. Now our last thing is what? This storage report. So you just right click, then you have what? Generate the report. Now here you go to the which option? Scope. Before that we need to select it here. So which one? I need to select here file screening audit. Then go to the scope. Then click on what? Add. Now give the path. What is the path here? E drive, home folder. For which user I'm given the restriction. So any time he did the violation or not, I can able to see here. Now, okay. So report is been generated. Now open this HTML file. You can find the report. So now he's done the violations like this. So here multiple times, but you can see the second. Only one time he tried. You can see the time here. Why I'm getting multiple means my OS is not genuine. It is a genuine for one time, one violation for one violation, one report will be generated. But I'm using the crack version. So that's why it is showing multiple times. But still we can verify it by using your process ID, the seconds like this we can add. So it is okay for everybody today's session. So did you understood today's session? So in today's session, what we have discussed? How many topics we have discussed in today's session? Only one topic. What is that? FSRM. So in this FSRM, we use what restriction of the space to the user. So for that, how many components we will have in FSRM by default? 5 components. But we work on 3 components. So I got a request from one user, from one person that please show the last practical once again. I'll do it. See, but the last practical, what you have to do, just go to this storage report, right click, then here what, generate the report now. Here, select this file. Which file? File screening audit. Select that and go to the scope. Then here you say what? Add. Then our path, E drive. Our home folder is there in E drive. Then folder name is what? Home. For which user you want to apply the restriction, that. Then say OK. Then say what? OK. Now the report will be generated. Generate the report now. The report is generated. Now you open the HTML file here. You will find here the violation. That's what I said. Is it okay now? Yes. You can do the restriction to multiple user also. Same process. Create a group or select multiple users. Yes. For that you should have some tool. My voice is not audible. Okay, sorry. Can I repeat what I said? I said like this way we can do the practical. It is fine for everybody. So now somebody asked me, can we do for multiple users? Yes, we can do it. Now somebody asked me like, can it be sent like a mail? Yes. But for that I said you require some tool. With inbuilt tool we can monitor like this. But if you have some external monitoring tool, we can have the option of sending the mail or generating the mail or script also we can run like these options. Yes. So is there any doubt related with today's session? Anyone? Tomorrow will be session as usual. So tomorrow also we will have a session as usual. Yes, you can save it. That file you can copy and take it. Then you apply the restriction. You can apply to the 100 users also. But that options will be there. Like creating the group for you like this. Options will be there. So those who have understood the session and don't have any queries or question to ask, you can leave for today's session. We will continue tomorrow session with what topic? OU, organizational unit and group. That will be tomorrow session. So those who have the doubts, you can stay and ask me in the chat. Okay. Don't worry, you will be getting the video recordings, but you will be getting it will be delayed. So you expect about like 24 hours duration time. Maximum within that time you will get it. By tomorrow morning you will get it. Today's session. Yes, you can send. We are sending to your mail only. No? You just check it in your Gmail account. So if you are not able to access anything, you can just call our colleague Priya. She will immediately available videos. She will immediately will send you. If you have not received the previous videos, also. You know the Priya mail ID. No, you just contact her through her mail ID because she is in charge of that video. Priya@zoomgroup.com. Is there any other doubt you have anybody related with today's session? If there is no doubt, can I close this session? Yes, this report shows only violation. For violation reports only this storage. See all these videos, available videos she will send you. Please contact Priya at the rate email.com. So now can I close this session? Thank you everybody in advance. Happy Ugadi to everyone. So take care, remain safe, be alert. Okay, everybody please take care of yourself. Happy Ugadi to all of you. We'll have a session as usual, but take care, stay safe. Okay, thank you everybody. We'll continue our session tomorrow. So whatever session you miss, that videos will be available. Thank you everyone. I'm closing the session now. Thank you. I'm closing the session now. Thank you everybody. We'll meet tomorrow with a topic called OU and group.